Hello and welcome back. Bushcraft family with one of those interesting videos. I've been doing a little digging around here and there. A lot of processing plants, where they take the animals and deal with them and whatnot, have been closing down or running at low levels and stuff like that. And there has been where they go to, we'll put it this way, the rail system. There's a lot of farmers and growers and all that stuff having trouble getting feed, and the majority reason of the feed is they're just not getting the rail system to deliver this into the grain mills and whatnot. And it is a lot to do with before the pandemic thing started. They laid off, like, I think 180,000 people, well experienced people. And then when the pandemic hit, they were needed again, but a lot of them didn't return because they have to feed their families. So they went out and got other jobs. And so there's been a labor issue, I'll put it that way, a labor issue with the trains. And not only that is, you know about the talks with the striking and all this stuff, poor wages, poor this and everything for them guys. But there's still a lot of it. They're still so far behind. Their backlog so far back. We'll take, for instance, the ports. Now there's difference on the ports where they store stuff for trains, where they load the trains up and it goes wherever. And there's a difference between the trucks that come in and pick them up and take them to a warehouse. There's two different ones. Well, we're finding out that things that are to go out in trains and stuff, these boats are sitting out there with the cargo that's supposed to go on these trains. They're backlogged so far back that they are not receiving any more boats in that have things going out for trains. And you might think that's not that big of a deal because we don't haul that much with trains. We kind of do. Yeah. And with the strikes in California that are going on with the truck drivers, the AB5 or whatever, A5, I can't keep up with the numbers or abbreviations for all that stuff. The ports are extremely backlogged with everything at the moment on the West Coast. And guess what? It's happening on the East Coast now. New Jersey, Maryland, Baltimore area, their ports. Soon Savannah's going to be having issues there. I'm iffy about how New York is handling theirs. Newport, or not Newport, but North Fork. Not sure how that's going to go over. There's some issues and talks going on right now with all of that. Now, what's that mean for us? Not so much for us, but farmers are not getting feed. So what's that mean? They got to get rid of the animals because it's just cruel to starve animals, even if it's for our meat and products like that. So in steps the government. They're willing to pay our farmers to euthanize their animals. And I'm talking about these big places that have hundreds of thousands of chickens, turkeys, and things like that. Not only is the same thing with the pigs. I know there are a lot of processing plants that are, like I said, running extremely very little stuff going through them, or completely closed down, or they caught fire. But like I said, the USDA is going to pay our farmers to euthanize their animals because of lack of feed and nowhere to take them to get processed and stuff like that. Now, I don't know. I'm not the smartest person in the world, but instead of paying these farmers, how about paying to get things fixed with the railroads and the processing plants? It seems like a win-win to me. I mean, now everybody says, well, the farmers will get all this money, but there's a little trick to that. Yeah, they don't get all, they only get a percentage of what they would get at previous year's price of pork or chicken or beef or whatever it is. So we're at this dilemma now where we're paying farmers, and I know that there's the whole thing with paying them to till in their gardens and their farmland and stuff like that. This is totally different from that. And yes, they do pay them, but it's more as a almost like an insurance type thing. It's basically the same thing, but they have another way of wording it to make it better, I guess. But yeah, the meat prices are just going to go skyrocket. And is this their way of bringing in the phony meat? You know, the test tube meat, the whatever you want to call it, the lab meat that's grown in a petri dish and then printed out on a thing. I do believe it's November or after November when it's legal to sell in the United States, this meat. So pay attention to your meat that's coming out. It might be grown in a lab and printed out on a printer. Yeah, because there are factories right now working on ways to make it affordable and very cheap to make this stuff. I mean, it's meat, but is it really meat? I don't know. But anyways, I think this is where I wish I could find land and get my own animals and process them and put them in the freezer. That way I didn't have to worry about all this mess and all the prices going up. Other than, unless I'm going to grow my own feed and stuff, which is not a bad idea because rabbit feed has gone up so much since I just got started doing rabbits here. Which I've been told I'm only allowed to have 4 rabbits. and they're supposed to be 50 feet away from any houses. I live in a city in the northeast. If you know how our houses are, I mean, we're like within 10 feet from the next house. That's how it's little skinny lots, and yeah. So how am I supposed to have my rabbits 50 feet away from my house alone, let alone the next door neighbors or the ones on behind the alley? It's ridiculous. They think of any way to tax you or to fine you or just keep you under control. That's why I wish I had my own property way out in the boonies where nobody's seen what I was going to do or doing or growing or raising or anything like that. But I just thought I would let you guys know what is going on with meat and the feed right now, and yeah, the shipping and stuff right now, because the trains are so backed up. They're saying 2 to 4 months backed up on just the train stuff. This doesn't have anything to do with the trucks or anything. Like I said, there's strikes and stuff going on. There's possible ones coming up, and they found out that truck drivers striking in front of the ports is the thing to do, because no business is done when they're sitting out front there. But all I can say is just keep prepping. If you find deals on meat, buy it up, put it in a can, can it. Other than that, keep moving forward. Always stay positive, and God bless.